Hi everybody, welcome to this webinar. Sorry for keeping you waiting, there was a little bit of a technical difficulty, typical when we're talking about e-safety. So today you're joined by myself, Miss Bianca. I'm the student counsellor and also safeguarding e-safety coordinator, and also Miss Saba, who's our Director of Innovation and Technology.
Morning everyone, so I hope you will enjoy the session. Apologies for the small glitch again. I hope the remaining session will go through smoothly. Today's session, we have designed it around the trends that we see in school, the trends which are happening globally, and then everything we have put together as a school and as e-safety team to equip and empower our parents as well as our staff and students with all the tools and knowledge that can help keeping our children e-safe.
So first of all, hi everyone, apologies again. So we want to bring to your attention what our children are viewing. So today we'll be sharing with you the current internet trends that we can see and that we know of in school, how we are currently keeping our children safe in school, and what else you can be doing at home, and sharing our new National Online Safety Service for parents at home as well. So in terms of devices and education, the screen time that we use in school is not passive at all. There are many interactive and educational games, activities, apps that we do use in school, and ones that you can use at home as well. In school, we use them for spelling and phonics activities, as you might know, and also we do sometimes watch educational shows, programs. We have quizzes on the app Kahoots, if you've heard of that, which I know that most of the children enjoy very much. And the kids learn a lot from the videos that we do share, and their learning is always incorporated with some sort of e-safety, and that's become now more present since the last 2 years that we've had some online, well, a lot of online learning, and the kids are now quite used to using their devices. With that, though, does come some things that we are seeing that can be quite dangerous, detrimental, troublesome, you might say, in terms of e-safety and what we can monitor both as educators and for you as parents. So there are lots of apps here that you can see that you probably will recognise. I'm just going to go over the ones that we see in school currently just be an issue. So apps like Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, those are all currently banned from school, Roblox as well. We've been having some issues with Messenger, which is on your Apple devices, and also the airdrop, which is something that we are trying to control but can't. But in terms of information sharing, we're really trying to home in on what the students can share and is safe and what they should not be sharing, and what we will let you know as parents to monitor basically. I'm just going to pass over to Saba, who's going to tell you about some of the other apps that we do use that can be both educational but also might be troublesome and definitely still needs to be monitored. Saba?
So some of the apps, they look pretty innocent, and some of them are actually designed for education. Minecraft, for example, is one of the gaming environment where students can create their environments using their programming skills and very much relevant to real life experiences. It's really amazing tool for their creativity and any application that they want to do. However, Minecraft, as well as any other platform that allows a child to be searched or any individual to be searched by strangers, has an open hole for any kind of communication. It could, even if they don't have their original names, it always carries a threat that they can be approached by strangers or could engage in conversations which are not ethical or appropriate for their age. At the same time, it's an open door for any kind of cyberbullying. Kids do find it difficult to differentiate between real life and then doing something online. Many kids still believe that anything done online, if deleted, is gone. They actually do not realize that whatever they do on the internet is saved, can be saved, and can always be found. That's one of the things that we are encouraging a lot in terms of educating children. But unfortunately, as in school, we have a very strong filter policy. Many of the things that you may see here on screen are accessed in the free time and over the weekend, especially during holidays. Something as simple as YouTube or Google search, again, it's an education. It can be an educational tool. With YouTube, I would stress on using YouTube for kids and not general YouTube, just because of its recommendation feature. But any of these tools which can allow open search is also a doorway to searching anything, and hence it should be monitored. Should be in an open area, in a family area where kids can be seen and can be monitored.
So current patterns and trends, those are the things that we're seeing at the moment in terms of applications which are being used. Again, just to reiterate, both for educational purposes, but also they can be a doorway to online bullying, like Ms. Saba said, or also to speak to other people across the world that we're not really sure of, that can come across as friends, or they'll say that they're children when really they might be adults. So it's a safeguarding issue as well, that we monitor this from both sides, both in school and at home. So I just thought that I'd give you some statistics. This was taken from 7 o'clock UAE time this morning from a website called internetstats.com. You can find this yourself. So just the ones to bring to light there are YouTube and Instagram, which we've just said we don't have or allow in school, but what your children might be accessing at home. So there are 2.5 billion almost videos that were already viewed today by 7 a.m. online on YouTube. So that's a really heavily used platform by a lot of people. 29 uploaded today, and 2.5 billion users searched on Google today as well. So again, it's that use of the internet and how we do that safely. And do we know how many times a day our children are using these apps? And if we don't, how can we monitor that and how can we do it safely? I just wanted to bring your attention to the right-hand side there as well. There are still hacking that can take place. We've had 65,000 by 7 a.m. UAE time hacks today worldwide. So again, this is the safety of online, and something that might come across as, for example, a password protector. Please can you re-enter your password, or you've won $1,000. These do come through to our children on the apps that we have just told you about there. In particular, we're seeing a lot of trends as well with TikTok at the moment. Worldwide, within schools, there are challenges and trends that are being accepted by students and then shared across schools or across different platforms. And these are behaviours that we don't want to see in school. For example, TikTok challenge last week and the week before was to do with vandalism. So this is just the students across the opposite side of the world who has decided to make it a trend online to vandalise school bathrooms. Luckily, we've not seen that here at GFM, thankfully, but it is happening in the UAE, and these are trends that we need to pick up on very quickly because these can escalate and obviously can be considered as strict behaviour in school, and also some behaviours can then be pushed forward as criminal behaviours as well, which is obviously what we don't want to see. We want the school to be a safe environment, both physically and also on the internet as well, which is why we're doing this for you today.
Basically monitoring, filtering, and having a set time for using any of these entertainment apps is 3 steps towards a safer use for all children. But at the same time, having an agreement in terms of which apps are allowed. We have emphasized a lot last year that even the recommended age on majority of the apps is not ideal for children, so it should always be filtered through and checked through parents. We do that in school, and hence we do filter and block many apps if we find no value to education and any negative effects that may come with it. And I would say the same applies to any entertainment apps, any gaming apps, any chatting apps that your children use at home. It should be open policy in terms of parents can check at any time and nothing should be hidden. So we will be introducing you to some formal tools and expert advice how to do that across different platforms and tools. We'll come to that shortly.
So across school, there have been a lot of positive comments for eSafety as well. We put out some eSafety surveys at the beginning of the year, which showed the statistics below. So in case you can't do these 2 things, in case you can't have one room where children use the screens, in case you don't have a family room where you would all be on your device together, what can make it easier for you to monitor what they are consuming and when? Asking the questions, so asking, have you ever experienced cyberbullying? Is anybody speaking to you online? Do you know the risks of speaking to other people who say that they might be your friends, or in fact, do you know your children and what they are looking at? If they're playing on PlayStation, for example, do you know that the friends that they're playing on the PlayStation with online are actually their friends that they have in school? Have you been checking that out as a parent? 1 in 3 of our children in school from our surveys said that they have in fact been affected by some sort of cyberbullying. So whether that's been somebody sharing something on the internet with them or somebody saying something on the internet with them, it's been 1 in 3 has been the statistic that we found there. And 47%, so almost half of our children have said that they don't actually know a lot about cyber safety. But what we do have in school currently are eSafety leaders for the students, both primary and secondary. We encourage the students to come forward if they have an interest in technology, they have an interest in keeping the internet safe and being against cyberbullying. And a lot of our students have come forward to want to be eSafety leaders, which is a great thing for them to do. 82%, which is a staggering amount, do feel that their well-being has been affected as well by online friendships. And I think that this comes from being online for class and being stuck at home for a lot of COVID. So most of our students will feel or have felt at some point that online friendships have been affected and have affected their emotional stability as a child.
Okay, so the question here is what we can do as parents. There are a lot of threats. There are a lot of educational sources and information as well. And of course, this is not something that we as parents can do 24/7. We need to have a safer route around. So as a school, there are some simple things that Ms. Bianca have already referred to that could be managed. Having a safe screen time, that's one of the main things. Having a contract in place, and some students and kids find it funny, but actually that really helps because there can always be more that can be done on internet. There can be always just one more round of games or just a few more messages. But if there's a contract in place, it can really help in keeping the evenings and as well as weekend incorporate some healthy activities in that. With that also comes with parental controls, which all devices offer. We have previously covered in our sessions in terms of Apple family account. So you can actually control the screen time. You can block certain apps and websites on your child's device. With Microsoft, there is a Microsoft Family Account System. Again, your child account will fall under yours, and you can have a weekly report as well as where they spend their time the most, the keywords they filtered. All of these things can be done really easily. And once they are applied, there is a massive and well noticeable difference in the usage by the kids, because not everything that we can explore was already pre-approved and safe, and that takes away the curiosity element that comes in terms of what's the new trend, what's the next thing to find out and share with friends, and any of the things which as a family you may not approve of. So as a school, in order to help our parents, and in fact, it's something which is for all stakeholders, to help our teachers understand e-safety more in depth and be equipped with all the tools they need, to help our students to understand the threats which are out there from not just our point of view, but from a global point of view, trends and their assessment and the threats from experts themselves, whose job is to monitor all these apps and then to recommend the best usage. We as a school have signed into a platform. It's called National Online Safety. They have their global presence across the world, especially platform by National Curriculum Schools, and is in line with the curriculum that is recommended curriculum by DFE to be taught to all students from FS till year 13. Now, as part of the platform, all our parents, both parents, you can sign in for free. I will be talking through the signing procedure in a minute, but you can download the free app. Again, we'll be sending out an email this week with the process how you can download the app and can register. What you then have as a result of the membership with this platform is, of course, all the activities which are in line with the curriculum, like I've said earlier, from early years, so year 30. Now, just to give you a bit of background on that, that's something which is for us, teachers, educators in school. So throughout the year, we have e-safety days and e-safety teams, and all classes from FS till year 11 this year will have days and themes aligned with all these objectives. So we'll go through all these important topics in rotation, which are, some of these are self-image and identity, online relationships, which Ms. Bianca referred earlier, online repetition, which is an extremely important one, especially as students are moving into secondary, online bullying, again, they are interlinked, but need to be addressed separately. Managing online information, again, in terms of what can be searched, what should be searched, how we know the authenticity of any information and source, and how to differentiate between unreal information and information that can be trusted and used. Health, well-being, and lifestyle, privacy and security, one of the key priorities for us. And then finally, copyright and ownership. Some of the topics will be built into their curriculum as in other subjects as well when they use research tools. But generally, there will be identified e-safety days and events where students will be told to run these. As educators, it's not just one point information for all teachers. We have levels of that, where different people in school, according to their role, will have enhanced certifications and qualifications as well. And that means we are equipping our staff as well as ourselves to deal with any kind of e-safety threat and be better prepared before it arises. Our aim is to become NOS certified school within the next couple of years, and that does include a large number of steps, in which parent information and education and partnership is one of the main factors. Now, just a very quick intro in this live webinar, and then you will be getting a detailed email. You can, if you are live, you can actually test it out now. If you scan the QR code, it takes you to the registration page for NOS for parents, where you sign up as a parent. Just mention your role as a parent, and you have direct access to all the materials that are out there for any possible app or platform which exists on internet at the moment. In our newsletter this week, Mr. Jeremy has sent out a sample of 4 of the main apps which we have concerns about: the Discord, PlayStation, Xbox, and one more. So it gives you all the information on one page: the age recommendation, potential threats, the ways to deal with it, how to stay safe. And much of that information, again, as a parent, on your discretion, you can share with your child as well. It's always useful and helpful to have an open conversation explaining how they can stay safe. Now, as a parent, if your child is underage, you feel they're not mature enough, again, age is just a marker. It's your job or your discretion to decide whether your child should be allowed, even if they match the age range. I can put my example for my child. It's not what stays on the poster. It will be when we decide, and they have to consistently exhibit mature and responsible behavior to be able to access that facility. And again, a very clear differentiation between requirements, the desire, something that you need for education, and something which is just a fun activity and can be replaced by an equivalent, equally fun, other kind of activity, which is non-screen activity. So once you sign in as a parent, we will be having another webinar in the next half term, where we will go deeper in terms of how you can make your usage even more customized to your family, and make sure you have notifications and tips directly linked with your children's age and the tools that you use. But once you sign in as a parent, you have access to the entire plethora of advice and guidelines around each and every tool that is available. We're really hoping our parents will be able to get the best use out of it, and will be empowered through the information and knowledge that we will be providing them through this platform.
Thank you, everybody who's attended today. I'd just like to add to that if you do have any questions regarding internet, e-safety, well-being, or you have a concern that your child is currently being bullied online or is accessing inappropriate content, or you're not too sure, you have more questions, please direct them to myself at the email address on the left. And equally, if you have more questions or concerns, queries regarding national online safety and the platform that Ms. Saba just explained that you can access now via the QR code, then please contact Ms. Saba as well. We hope that this has been an informative webinar, albeit short and sweet. And again, apologies for the some complications we had technically at the beginning there as well. If you do have questions about anything to do with the internet, you need more information on parental controls, for example, or you're not sure where you can access that information, you can also pop us an email there as well. Thank you very much, everybody. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you. And I would just like to add one more thing. With your questions and feedback, if there are certain tools or apps that you want us to cover and provide you with more information, please do mention that, so we can customize our sessions to your needs and make sure that you have the information you need to make sure the children are safe at home as well as in school. Thank you so much for listening to us today, and we hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.